Okay, so yeah, um, it's definitely some sort of upset within the family. Okay, or something's being brought out in the open, or something's bringing, like I said, something's bringing out the worst in someone. And I feel like there may be some arrogance or rudeness going on amongst families, okay? Because you guys, it is the holidays, so you guys can be together just for typical celebrations. But I also feel like you guys are together for other reasons, which I will get to when we get down to those cards, okay? Family members seem to be really beefing right now. I don't know what's going on with Capricorns and the families, but I feel like your family members are really beefing right now, like proper beef, like at it, like neck and neck type beef. Like look at the cards, look. You see these, so sometimes the cards just literally speak for themselves or just the placement. You have the King of Wands for the situation dealing with your family. You have the King of Wands in reverse, which is often the King of Fire. And then you have the Two of Swords in the middle. Got that thing like, yo, don't fuck with me. And then you got the Queen of Swords on the end her. She's got her sword out too. Like everybody's like beefing, like, don't start with me. Like that's what I feel like the energy is right now. I feel like someone's really getting the short end of the stick, or I feel like a decision needs to be made, or some family members are really going neck and neck. You see this? Like, somebody's got this sword. Like, just imagine you're watching a movie, an action movie, and somebody's got the thing, like, go up to the person's neck like this. Like, that's what I feel like is going on in your family right now. And I don't mean to laugh because I feel like it's due to unfortunate circumstances for some of you. But, yeah. Um there's that, or there's, if someone's not neck and neck with each other, there's definitely a considerable amount of distance. Maybe this is like, yeah, they're keeping them at arm's length, like I said before, like, or someone's getting the end of the stick, like someone's pointing that sword, like, you stay over there, I'm with you. Do not, okay? I don't know what happened, but some old past family hurts and family secrets is nothing to be ashamed of. We all have it. Shoot, all of us. Um, or there is a considerable amount of distance between someone, and maybe not even talking, and there's a blockage of words and emotions, but you can definitely feel the tension in the air. Okay, look at these cards. You could definitely feel the tension in the air, and it can be between a fire sign or an air sign, because the swords represent airs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Airs are very good with they're very linguistic. They can talk the way into your panties, and they just got that tongue, like that silver bullet tongue, like they just got it like daggers, like words and bars for days. That's what Gemini, Libra, and Aquarians are to me, anyways. Like they definitely can talk in a very, very intelligent way, and they really just get you, like. Got a little Gemini in my charts. I know a little thing at table all that there, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, so definitely, and then I could feel the steam in the air, like looking at these cards, because fire and water, obviously, that creates steamy, you know, like I can feel the stickiness in the air, like I can almost get like this and peels or, okay, I didn't just do that. Allow me. So yeah, it's definitely some sticky situations going on, right? And I feel like the cause of this commotion, like I said earlier, besides a holiday, is I'm unfortunate to say this, is I feel like you guys may be dealing with a farewell to someone of some sort. Now, this farewell can be someone's going away to another country, maybe going away to school, or someone may have passed away, and you're dealing with a loss. But I feel like it's more so the latter, because the cards that came up, look, get it right. The cards that have come up, you have the Five of Cups, this card here, which and the Cups deals with the water signs in the zodiac, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And so with the Five of Cups here, this card often speaks of regret, disappointment, heartache, hurt, pain, distraught. You know, you're kind of seeing the glass half empty instead of half full. When you do have it, in all actual fact, you have all the reason to look on the bright side, because these cups right here, these cups are still upright. you're just focusing on the ones that are down here. And you shouldn't do that, because there is hope at the end of the tunnel, okay? And there is light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, yes, this unfortunate turn of events has happened with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But remember, the Wheel of Fortune is always destiny. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is a destiny card. And like it's meant to happen. Whether it's an unfortunate turn of events that go in left of your favor, or rather it's upright and it goes, you Wheel of Fortune, you got money rolling in and things are happening in the way that you want it to. But this is life, and death is imminent. And so if you did suffer from a loss, just know that they are in a better place. It sounds cliche, but trust me when I tell you, I'm very connected to spirit, and they're definitely in a better place. All right. And I feel like that deep down, because was this upright? Yeah, this is upright. I feel like this is the Four of Wands. The Wands is often talks about a celebration, a reunion, a gathering of some sort. In this case, I feel like it's a gathering of a farewell party for someone. With this Five of Cups here with this, it often speaks of a goodbye party or a farewell party. Okay, and then with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's like it's saying somebody's going 6 feet under, like rolling over to the grave or something. Almost like sometimes pictures are literal like that. But you guys are going to be okay, because these cards fell into the sector of in the reading of what's actually working for you this month. Okay, so I feel like this is working for you. You need this cleanse, you needed this purge, you needed to release yourself and free yourself from these burdens, or from these heavy burdens, because the Ten of Wands is often a heavy burden card. It's often a lot of weight on your feeling like you have the world on your shoulders, or feeling like nothing, like everyone's out to get you, or you're carrying on other people's burdens. So maybe like this is good that you have this therapeutic. This is therapeutic, maybe being with certain family members that you haven't seen in a long time, or or friendships, or if it's not with friendships, maybe it's maybe it's with family members, maybe it's with friends that are like family members, okay? Or if this isn't you, it could be somebody that you're around, family. But I definitely feel like this is figuring prominently in some of you guys, a majority of you guys' lives, okay? So yeah, if you are suffering from a loss, try and see the silver lining. Try to see the silver lining in the unity of bringing everyone together, and then the shedding of the skin, and the lightening of burdens. Okay, so please try and see the silver lining. And what you shouldn't do, Libra. I say Libras. What are you guys, Capricorns? What you shouldn't do this month, Capricorns, please do not do this. Can you promise me that you're not gonna do this? Do not stir the pot even more, okay? For some of you, I feel like, you may have a little bit of that little fight in you, and you may want to add a little bit of 2 cents in. Like if you see some family members arguing, if you are at this type of event, I just advise you just don't stir the pot, okay? Do not stir the pot. Like don't instigate or be a barrier of even more bad news that can easily set off possibly an unstable relative, okay? And don't open up another can of worms just for bickering and competitiveness with this Five of Wands in reverse, and then the Page of Swords. That's what these two cards represent to me. And then the overall messages, what you received from my new favorite oracle cards, that's in French. You received Pote. I don't know how to say. I want to say it in a sexy French accent. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Ah oui, oui. Am I saying it right? Pardon. You receive pardon, which means forgiveness, and porte, which is door. And let's read the English for that. I am in love with these cards. Oh my God, oh gosh, these cards are bomb. I love the artwork. Don't mind me. I'm a sucker for like artwork. Every stroke, I tell you, every stroke. Okay, so door. What door symbolizes? Okay. In general, this card signifies a passage from the world of ignorance into the world of light. The door is a possibility that unescapably appears. Okay? A person that is open, curious, and analytical mind that is sometimes has doubts but knows how to recognize a possibility. There may be interest in the occultism. Okay, that's just talking about personality of this person, of this card, if we was putting it in that aspect. But this in regards to relationships and family or love, there is a need of change. A feelings change may mean a new relationship, but the card doesn't tell in which direction the new relationship is going to develop. Okay. And for money, it means solutions and financial problems are solved. And in spirituality, a phase ends and you move to a more advanced stage, and advice from someone who knows more cannot be ignored. Now, this is actually a beautiful card to have in this section. So I feel like this in conjunction, is that the right? In partnership with pardon, or with forgiveness, is definitely saying that, you know, this is a time of healing and forgiveness for family members, and this time is very, very important, even though it may not seem like it right now. It's definitely very important. Okay. And pardon, which is 30, speaks of forgiveness, and the message in the forgiveness is to telling you to. This card has to do with tolerance you have for others, weaknesses. Sometimes one can even forgive the unforgivable or tolerate evil. By forgiving, you create peace within yourself. Forgiveness is victory over the material side of life. Truth is, though, often a condition for forgiveness to occur. Personality traits: an idealist, a bit naive, but thrives in the community and enjoys social life. If betrayed, the person, forgiveness and grace. Yeah, this is beautiful card, okay? So I feel like whatever's going on, whatever beef is cooking up in your family, I feel like you guys are going to sort it out. Or maybe you're the one that's going to be the mediator, okay? So maybe this is saying that, maybe this is highlighting that you definitely wouldn't be this. You wouldn't be stirring the pot, and because you are this at heart, okay? And also, it can mean that you need to release guilt within yourself. You must forgive yourself, because earlier ideas contradict today's ambitions, and you have really changed, okay? So if it's you that's the one that's causing the bickering, done it ain't worth it, all right? And when it comes to love and relationships, tranquility and calm returns after a chaotic time in relationships. Beautiful, beautiful, okay? A partner wants to clarify a previous situation. So yeah, beautiful. That's the message for I hope for some of you Capricorns. Obviously, it's not gonna resonate with all of you because this is a general reading. You hear that? General. Now, moving along. Moving along to your work life. Okay, I feel like you did I do your work life already? No, I started off with feminine. With your work life, okay, I feel like you can't find your ground. Alright, you have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the Hierophant. 9 of Pentacles upright is a very self-reliant, self-sufficient woman, very, very business savvy, very, very good in business. She knows she doesn't really need anyone to do anything for her because she knows how to do everything herself. She's often looked at or depicted as kind of like a lonely woman, but she is not lonely. She's just very much self-reliant. There's some people in the world that they like to be by themselves, and this can be a result of her being divorced or widowed, or her children are growing up and going out of the house. Whatever the case may be, she's definitely content and happy with where she is. But in reverse, and the Pentacles deal with tangible things that we can feel, hold, and grasp in the tarot card, in the tarot deck. Okay, because and that's the earth signs like you, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. You guys are very practical, very down to earth. You're very stable. You're very good at starting up businesses. You're very good at foundations and being grounded, and being in tune with the earth and Mother Nature, and being being connected with the grass and shit. This is what is good for earth people as well. It's not always just about the money and possessions, but it's definitely about earthly and sensual pleasures. But in reverse, I'm sorry to say, you guys are feeling out of your elements in a sense, because because this is the ultimate like Capricorn card or earth card to get, whether you're man or woman, which is Nine of Pentacles. It means that you are self-sufficient in business. But I feel like you can't find your ground, or I feel like you're feeling out of sync and not very financially savvy. Some of you may be feeling like a martyr. I never could say that word properly. A martyr to someone or to some boss or to some organization. Almost like a slave. Because you see this Hierophant paired up with this. The Hierophant often talks about order in the court, organizations or institutions, schools, hospitals, public just communities, societies. It can also, on the flip side, mean spiritual work, ancient rituals, ancient spiritual teachings, but it can also mean church and religion and following certain orders. But it's definitely to do with following a divine purpose or following a divine order, okay? Whether it's more spiritual or religious, or whether it's just got to do with a mentor or got to do with a boss. It's just, or a managerial position. Like this card is quite broad in a sense, but they often all derive from the same kind of meaning. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it makes feeling like a slave of some sort, and maybe some delays or some seeds you planted, or a feeling of bad investment into a company, whether with your time or with your money, maybe. All right, with this thingy in reverse, or you may be feeling like maybe feeling reliant on a company or on a job, and you don't like that, okay? Because like I said before, you and your normal element is upright. You ain't need nobody. You are like, I'm alright, like I'm got this, I know how to manage my business, like I am that top dog businesswoman, I am that head BIC in charge, I am that head NIC in charge, or that head guy, that head GIC in charge, whatever the case may be. You don't like being like this, okay? You do not like that. Not Capricorns. You guys are normally got your shit together, very shrewd and cunning and just on top of your game. And I respect you for that. But it's alright if you are like this right now, okay? Because just remember, nothing lasts forever, and it's all cycles. And this isn't a major arcana card. Major arcana card is cards like the Hierophant, which holds a more sturdy meaning. So this is just temporary. So this will pass. Don't worry about that. So yeah, man, you guys may be just feeling like you lost investments or something. But perhaps what the problem is, perhaps you want to do too many things. You need to narrow your focus with this Seven of Cups here, okay? Seven of Cups is often talks of idealism, over idealism. Your head's in the clouds. You have so many ideas. Yes, you can be creative and have so many things you want to do, but this card can often mean the jack of all trades and a master of none. You know, you have all these talents, but nothing really to show for it, or nothing's really sturdy or grounded or stable. So you're definitely not reacting too much like Capricorn right now. You're in like Neptune, like in the skies, or like acting like a water sign with these cups, acting emotional over idealism, okay? So some of you need to narrow your focus, and then for others of you, you just straight up got your head in the clouds. Like you need to protect yourself against indecision with this Seven of Wands in reverse. Seven of Wands in reverse often talks of over defense, or upright. It talks of defending yourself, or talks of a great teacher, a great wise teacher. But in reverse, it can talk of you feel like you have to defend your beliefs, or you feel like you are too indecisive of making a decision because you have too many options available to you. Sorry, with the I keep choosing the wrong side. And this indecision can arise a feeling of anxiety, which can then bring a victimized feeling, okay? And that victimized feeling, we have it showing up in the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a very icky card to get. Ugh. Okay, you see this swords like daggering somebody, stabbing somebody in the back. This can be either from your own beliefs, because the swords represent Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and represent the words and represent, the words can be hurtful as well, okay? Because even though I said earlier they can woo you with them, with their silver tongues of theirs, but they can also hurt you. So words can definitely hurt you, on like the tone of someone's voice or the dialect of someone's voice, okay? Or like you may be some gossip or something, but you may be doing this gossip to yourself, especially with this presence of this card here, with this indecision here. You may be, and then with this here, you guys definitely may be doing this to yourself, okay? So maybe you or from the company you work for, and maybe feeling like something doesn't have your back, or you may be feeling a loss. You may be feeling a loss at what to do for work, period. You may not even know what to do if no potential offers have came about for you. But for those of you who are especially creative, I feel like the opportunity awaits you, okay? I feel like you just need to dig a little deeper and you will find your epiphany moment, all right? And what's ironically working for you, well, not ironically, I say ironically only because it's somewhat negative cards in a good position in the reading. What's working for you in this reading, you have the Nine of Swords, which is also a kind of negative card upright. It means like hurtful nights, restless nights, you can't sleep at night. You know, you got all this turmoil on your head and you don't know what to do, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Like, you just, everything's wrapping around and you need a goody house sleep. You need to take some medication to go to sleep or something. Or it may not be literally like that for you guys, but you know what I mean. You get the gist. You're just feeling a little bit anxiety, or you're feeling stressed and you're feeling uneasy. So I feel like what is working for you this month is this unease feeling, because this unease feeling, or this feeling of anxiety, or this feeling of a loss of finances, and feeling like you need to turn this pentacles and from losing, or from the change falling out of your hand to it coming into your hand like magic, like voila, you know. In order for that, I feel like this uneasy feeling is pushing you and it's driving you to a force, and it's driving you to change your situation. Like it's forcing you to be, it's forcing you to not be stuck in a rut. Okay, because you know, because of you feeling like this, you don't want to stay like this. So you know deep down you need to do something to change that, and you are, and you will. And that's why the Knight of Wands made an appearance in the reading. The Knight of Wands is taking charge. It takes the bull by the horns. That's like, let me get him, and just goes like, don't give a rat's a double ass, like, and just going with the wind, like, yo, I'm got this. So like, you're gonna take a leap of faith and you're gonna start looking for new jobs if you haven't done so already. All right. Some of you are already charging ahead like the Knight of Wands and looking for a new job. And what the advice, what I feel like you shouldn't do this month, Capricorns, you shouldn't, okay, you shouldn't go barking up the wrong tree. And for me, I call this this chariot card barking up the wrong tree, okay? Because upright, it talks of charging ahead. You know, it's a good balance of inner and outer, with these two different colors here that symbolize the symbolism of the inner and outer realms of ourselves, or the inner and external, or the inner conflict and outer conflict, something along them lines. I'm getting tired now, Capricorn. But yeah, excuse me. In reverse, I just feel like this is saying you're barking up the wrong tree, or you're charging down a path that is leading you to bullshit. And don't do that, okay? And I feel like it's saying just keep a healthy balance. Don't block yourself, and don't forcefully charge into anything. Find a healthy balance and find that healthy inner and outer, with the symbolism of the inner and outer here, with the these two black and white creatures. I was gonna say horses, but I don't know what the hell they are on this deck, but in other decks they're horses. This one is some creature with boobs and stuff. I don't know what going on. Hey, freaky. Okay. And then also for you guys, the oracle cards that came out of my new babies. Remember my new babies I told you about? You received order. I wanna sound French and sexy. Order. Okay, this card means, the card order has to do with the sense of control that we have in life, or we also with control over other people. Thus, the card is associated with authority and our attitude to it. Additionally, the card is associated with order, rules, procedures, schedules, and organizations. Mostly the card is positive. Okay? See, man, this is what I love about tarot and oracles and stuff. Like, it's so magical. Like, I actually wish I would have shuffled on camera for you, but I couldn't because it takes too long. I did that for Libra and Leos, and the video just ran too long, and this is even running too long, and I'm trying to hurry up, but I don't want to race because I really talk fast. But yeah, like, it's just exciting when you see, like, when you shuffle the cards, like, la 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 la, and then when the card pops out, and then like a card like this pops out after you have the reading, and it's like so spot on to what you have. It's like, it's just magic. Like, I can't even explain it. I love the feeling. Oh my gosh. Anyways, what the hell was on? Okay, yes. This is a conservative, and when it comes to the personality traits of the order card, a conservative, authoritarian, inflexible, jealous person who nonetheless values his own independence and autonomy. On the other side, this person is inwardly weak, fragile. He or she needs rules and routines to feel in control of the situation. The card can also indicate a talent for writing and painting. This card is actually beautiful, so don't take offense to any of the things it says about the weakness and stuff. This card, I think Virgo also got this card, and I definitely know a lot of Virgos who are very strategic and overly calculating and not that spontaneous. But I know Capricorns, and I know a few Capricorns that are quite spontaneous. So yeah, I guess this is definitely an earthy kind of card, huh? And when it comes to love and relation, no, we're not talking about love and relation. What's this? This is work. Okay, yes. When it comes to money, something unforeseen occurs and the requested loan is accepted. More money can be earned or appear over time, and it can indicate management of a fortune or an inheritance. So yes, your work situation. This card is associated with professions to do with communications, politics, and just basically overall it means new responsibilities can appear, and it is important to develop an integrative system. And the person reading this is for, it may have oratorical talent. Alright? And usually in a spiritual development, this card indicates a change of perspective. You are intuitive and can work in intuitive fields. And that's talking about actual, professions the card represents. Okay, I'm happy with that. I hope that you are. And also you have Home, which is man, number 14 that came up. And this card speaks of messages of the symbolic purpose of seeing the right half of the male face. The active masculine principle is that man can never become whole without the female principle. The man's shaved hair, just like the monks in various belief systems, is a sign of submission and obedience. The triangle, the symbol of fire, just with the symbol of the sun and the planet Mars, are associated with the active male principle. The black line symbolizes free will that continues behind the face, is the call for the second half. The card number 25, which is the woman. Usually the man in the Oracle de la Triad speaks of an important or influential man. So some of you may be dealing with an important or influential man in your life right now. Maybe that person is going to help you get a new job, or maybe you are moving away from that person. Maybe that's the person that you feel enslaved with this hierophant. I don't know. You guys would know the exact thing. I'm just dishing out the messages. Of course, it's going to be quite general because this is a general reading. So you would know the more. Just take with what you sticks to you and keep it to your heart like glue. And I'm happy. Alright? When it comes to financial situation, a stable financial situation, a man can help you improve your revenue. Okay? And in work situation, the man is not associated with any particular profession. In particular, at work, a man is a big influence or impact. Help from a man can also be obtained. And if you're talking about relationships, but even though this is a work reading, who knows? Maybe you guys may be going into business with your partner, so I'll read that message. The message is, this card signifies a husband, a wife, or a lover. The bond between you will be strengthened if it isn't already there. The concretization of a relationship, a future encounter with a man. Alright? Now that's the messages for you when it comes to your work life. Now let's move on to your love life. There may be some links to do with the family life, but that's all roads, because you know the family life could either pertain to your family you created on your own if you're married, or the family that you was born into, and then obviously there's love that's incorporated in that. So now, when it comes to your love life, Capricorns to me are the fatals in love, okay? And I don't mean that in a negative way. You and Pisces, to me, okay, are the fatals in love. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you guys love so hard to a fault almost. Um, but nevertheless, in this reading, it looks like you are definitely staying true to your nature or to your true essence, because these cards right here symbolize and sum up to me that you guys are in it for the long haul. You're in it to win it, okay? You may be coming from tense times and it's starting appearing, because with this Nine of Wands in reverse, this often speaks of defensive, like, or I often see this card as like a firecracker when it's upright. It's like you're burning yourself at all ends, like the fire's at the edge of the torch, and it's connected to you, and you're like burning. Like each one of these wands are connected to you, and you're burning yourself at all edges. I actually got that from a different tarot deck, which is the Mother Peace Round card deck, which is actually my favorite. Anywho, but in reverse, it speaks of your defensives have failed. Like that protective wall you have built up around you to protect yourself has failed and has fallen to the ground. And in this case, it's a beautiful thing, because it has failed, because I feel like love is overruled, okay? Or I feel like you know, this relationship, you realize maybe you're coming from hard times, but you realize that you guys want to work it out, because you have this beautiful Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups is often speaks of the soulmate card. Now, don't get too excited, because soulmates can be friendships. It can be even your mother or your daddy. It can be your cousins, like your boss. There's a lot of people in your life. We have many different soulmates. They're not always that goo goo gaga mush gush love, all right? But in this case, I feel like it's saying that this partnership is worth holding on to, because you guys don't want to move on. You don't want to go on to different waters, because upright, the Six of Swords talks of moving on to a different lake, or moving on to a different pool, or a different set of waters. But in reverse, I feel like you guys are deciding to ride to the wheels fall off and stay in these waters, okay? And stay in this tide. You don't want to change the tide. You don't want to change the urge. I feel like you guys are going to work things out. Alright? And I feel like this is the ultimate relationship. Some of you guys feel like this is worth working out. Alright? Now, and where this situation stands, you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, I feel like this is saying to me that you guys planting seeds, and you're working very hard, and you're investing a lot of time and emotions planting the seeds here, which is Seven of Pentacles, and you're investing a lot of time and waiting for to spend time with the person, okay? And then with the Ace of Cups in reverse, upright is a positive card. In reverse, I think it's a positive card as well. It's just that it may be you may be a little bit too over emotional right now. Now, the thing with these two cards is they can also mean pregnancy. So I don't know if some of you guys are expecting a baby, or you may be finding out in December that you're pregnant, or if you haven't already, okay? Because also in this card, this Pentacles card and the Mother Peace Round deck often depicts a pregnant woman laying around in the ground with pentacles, with greens and stuff, okay? So planting them seeds. Maybe you guys have planted a seed in your belly. And for some of you, maybe this pregnancy may have even been unexpected if you are pregnant. So some of you may be even terminating the pregnancy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't worry about judgment from people if you do that, because you receive judgment in this reading as well. But I won't further elaborate on that. That was just an insight that I got really quickly. It may not even resonate with none of you. I just felt like I had to deliver the message, because even if it just reaches one person, at least they can know, like, you know, that it's okay that you feel this way. You know, don't judge yourself for it or get hard on yourself for it. Okay? And what's working in your favor this month, you have these two beautiful, beautiful cards. I just feel like there's a lot of emotion surrounding you guys. You guys want to be all lovey. Like the Knight, you have Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups. Now this is all watery and beautiful, intuitive and deep and imaginary and passionate and lustful, and and dreamy and penetrating and magnetic type of energy, okay? That's what the cups do, and Scorpios, Cancers, and Pisces. That's what they do, okay? And you have a lot of this. It's either you're dealing with a water sign, or you are feeling like this, or your partner or someone that is offering you love is feeling like this, because the Knight of Cups often speaks of someone offering love, or someone's offering their heart, or offering their soul, or offering something, okay? But these two cards together are very like poetic like energy. Look, see that divine light shining up there? Like, look, that's like a union of the souls. Look. Ah. I'm tired, Capricorn. Okay. Yeah, what else? What else you gotta say about this? Yeah, there is an abundant amount of things working in your favor, okay? And there's love all around you or within you. And you want to explore and give love to others. If this isn't happening to you, like if someone hasn't given offer to you, you want to do that to other people. Whether it's your friends or whether it's your family members, but you definitely want to do this to other people, okay? And what you should not do, like I said, is judge yourself and compare yourself to others. Focus on yourself and focus on your own life and what you have going on with your family if you're starting one, or your new business or your new job that you're going to start. Because if you are unhappy in a job, now I do feel like you are definitely going to start a new job. Okay? Now, the oracle cards that popped out for you guys as I was shuffling was necessity. And I remember this card. This card is actually a beautiful card in love. So for some of you, there's definitely some deep transformations going on in your love life. Or you may just be going through this deep self-love, okay? Always remember that the messages, if it doesn't directly go to you, you may be able to flip and not nip it in the bud in your own way without me having to tell you to do so. Before you say, this reading doesn't resonate with me, just think on the flip side, or think a little bit outside the box and how it can pertain to you, okay? So yes, necessity. Fate should have been the name of this card, because that is what this card is really about. In general, this card's interpretation is rather negative, but love and relationships are an exception. This card means you are about to meet your soulmate, or you will start a relationship marked by fate. The names of the 3 fates on the card are inscribed in this card. In Roman and in Greek mythology, the fates were considered to determine people's fate from birth to death. The Greek names were Clotho, Nona, I love that name, Nona, and Atropos. In Latin, they were called Nona, Decima, and Morta. Decima and Morta. Decima is kind of sexy. Okay. The personality traits of this person. This can and cannot may resonate to you. I'm just going to read it anyways. A person who is moody, nervous, anxious, lacking in discernment. The person does not care about the rules at work and has an offensive and defensive attitude. The person loves order and to store things. If there is order around, the person is quieter and more social. I don't know. I feel like that's contradict. I don't know. Whatever. And when it comes to love and relationships, there's a need to live with someone. The person is already selected. The person that the reading is for awaits the soulmate. In fact, the card announces either a separation or a beginning of a new relationship with a partner. Beautiful, beautiful card, okay? Even in this area, this card indicates change, okay? When it comes to spiritual or personal development, you abandon a way of personal development. It's not working, or that it isn't good enough for you. You might also have an important insight. Okay, and then you received Voyage 36 Voyage, and this is travel card. And Voyage is telling you and speaks of generally the meaning in the search for new love, new horizons, and new ground. On the card, we have the symbols of the 4 winds and an island in the lower corner, which more or less represents new ground, new visions in the metaphorical actual meaning. So if you are not in an established bond, then this is solidifying and highlighting the fact that I was saying about some of you just loving yourself. A happy person that is never bored is the personality traits here. The person is constantly seeking novelty and cannot attach himself to anyone or anything. Sometimes the card stands for a stranger or a foreigner. And when it comes to love and relationships, this card represents the distance created between 2 people in a relationship that can be reduced by a good dialogue. So just conversate with the person if there has been any rifts that you have been going dealing with each other, or that you may be coming from, or that you may be still feeling a little bit of the effects from. Okay? The problems that arise are not due to deceit or unbelief, but rather one is tired of each other. If you meet a new person, then the person is most likely foreign, that you meet on a trip or abroad. He or she may also work in tourism or in relation to travel or boats. So those are the matches for the single ones, RV, okay? So don't think that I've forgotten about y'all.